Yeah. Okay, so anyway, we are going to be starting 4.8 today. We're looking at food trends and food marketing tactics and how they impact the health and well-being of young people in Australia. So what do we mean by food trends and food marketing tactics? Well, basically, we're talking about what are the different ways that companies use specific tricks and use specific strategies, use specific methods to get people to kind of consume their food, okay? Obviously, we're not worried about like companies promoting healthy food to young people. That's actually something we want. We're more concerned about how maybe Coca-Cola is promoting soft drink consumption, how Macca's or KFC might be promoting young people to eat their fast food, okay? So we're more focused on food trends and food marketing tactics for junk food or for unhealthy food, okay? So that's basically what today's entire topic is going to be looking at. So this concept map here, kind of like this little diagram, kind of just shows you what are the different types of marketing strategies we're going to be looking at today. Okay, so this is just kind of an overview of what we're covering today. And it looks like a lot, but honestly, a lot of it is really kind of straightforward. And you might have even noticed a lot of this with like advertising and all that kind of stuff. So the first type of strategy or food tactic that's used to promote food consumption is called immersive marketing. So the word immersive means that you are basically really absorbing yourself into something. When you immerse yourself into something, you are actually really getting into something. So immersive marketing is basically a type of marketing that a lot of companies use when they try to get you to absorb yourself into the brand. And what do we mean by absorb yourself? Well, they try to get customers or consumers to develop this experience, okay? And a lot of the time, when advertisers or companies market their products in a way that you experience something, the aim is that they want to create an emotional relationship between the consumer and that particular brand, okay? And this is based on this idea, and there's a famous quote that is like, people will forget what you did, people will forget what you said, but people will never forget how you made them feel. So if the first time you have your first, I don't know, can of Coke or your first meal at KFC, if they were able to give you a particular experience from that, let's say you had your, let's say Coke kind of sponsored some event you were doing, or you had your birthday at Macca's, okay? That's going to help to create an emotional relationship. So thereon, you start to associate that particular brand with happiness, with joy, with good memories, with good vibes. So that is what immersive marketing is about. It's about developing this experience for the customer, for the consumer, and you becoming kind of attached to that brand because of that. Now, there's a few examples of immersive marketing happening. You see a lot of it for non-food items, like for runners or for like, clothing brands, but we also see it for a lot of food brands as well. So one good example is My Coke Rewards and Coke's Hug Me promotion. Now, we don't have the Hug Me machine in Australia, but I think in one of the countries somewhere they have this Coke machine where you hug the machine, and when you hug the machine, it gives out like a can of Coke. And so it's kind of like developing this experience for the customer rather than just every other vending machine where you just put $1 or $2 in and get a can of Coke. You're kind of hugging it. So it's kind of like giving Coca-Cola this kind of reputation or different kind of image that we don't just want your money, we actually care about things more than money. And so that's one example. Another example that you might have seen or might have heard of, more prevalent in Australia, is this idea of having your birthday at McDonald's. And a lot of little kids actually do choose to have their birthday at McDonald's. So you can call McDonald's up, book a time, book a session. You have to pay like some money, or I don't know how much money you pay, but the birthday boy or girl can then invite all their friends, and they can all have like little happy meals with toys, entertainment, dessert, whatever. So this can actually train children from a young age into forming this positive association with McDonald's, because the first time they went to McDonald's when they were young, they had their birthday there and it was so good. And this can actually lead to a lifelong attachment to McDonald's as a brand, because every time you see a McDonald's or you drive past one, you're like, oh my God, I want to go there. Like, it's nostalgic. It sentimental. It brings back all these memories of when I was a child. Okay, so that's basically what immersive marketing is. It's not just McDonald's selling burgers like a factory or like just a normal company, but it's them developing this experience for that particular child, okay, and giving them a good memory. And a lot of companies try to get into immersive marketing. Okay, so immersive marketing, immersing the customer into that particular brand by giving them an experience. Okay, if you have any questions, by the way, as we're going through this PowerPoint, you can just comment if you want using your voice, or you can comment in the chat box. That's up to you. Okay, the second type of food tactic or food marketing strategy that we're looking at is called infiltration of social media. Now, you all know what social media is. We're talking about Instagram, we're talking about Facebook, I don't know, probably all the stuff you guys use like TikTok and all that other stuff too. Infiltration of social media is basically talking about the fact that companies are infiltrating, they're invading social media. And by invading social media, what they're doing is they're trying to get their product on your Facebook page or on your, I don't know, on your Facebook page or on your Instagram feed or on, whatever kind of main dashboard or whatever you're on, whatever social media that is. So obviously, you might have realized that sometimes when you're scrolling down your Facebook feed or your Instagram feed or whatever, sometimes you get like random ads popping up for like KFC or McDonald's, or, Krispy Kreme or whatever. Okay. These companies are basically trying to advertise their food and drink promotions via social media because this is the platform they know young people are addicted to. They know youth are always on social media. So what better way to advertise than to get into and infiltrate social media? Okay, so if you look at this picture here, the first one about the Krispy Kreme, this is obviously just an ad from the Krispy Kreme page saying, which Krispy Kreme donut are you? Use our Instagram stories filter to find out. So snap a selfie of yourself, share it and tag us. So you snap a selfie of your face and then you share it to them, and they then give you this kind of information that, okay, you are the original glazed or you are the, I don't know, chocolate sprinkles. And it's really stupid, but like a lot of the time young people are interested in this, okay? And I don't know, for some reason you're always interested in trying to find out, okay, what type of cake would you be or what type of Krispy Kreme would you be? It's like,
yeah, I'm glazed.
Fun. It's something fun, okay? So that's why social media is really a good place for these companies to advertise their products and really lure and grab young people's attention, okay? Because a young person is never going to type krispykreme.com.au and search the Krispy Kreme website, but they are going to be on Instagram or on Facebook where they can then be exposed to that. Some companies also take this one level higher and they say, if you share our post, you will get 50% off your next purchase on Krispy Kreme or something like that. Okay, so some companies actually take it to that level as well, where they're then luring young people to not just be interested in the product, but to actually buy the product. Because obviously whenever you're giving a discount for something, no matter what age you are, you're more likely to get into that product. So obviously another reason is most young people are always on their phones or on their laptops or tablets or any other device. So this is a really good way for companies to get young people's attention where they know the young people will be. So obviously without you even realizing, companies are constantly advertising products to you, okay? And a lot of the time, if you've ever joined like a loyalty club, like, I don't know, Krispy Kreme might have like a card or something, or loyalty app that every time you go to Krispy Kreme and you buy the donut, they stamp off a particular stamp on it. Or every time you buy a coffee from a particular place, they stamp off one coffee or two coffees or whatever. So whenever you're joining these particular clubs or apps, you always have to give your personal details, like your email address, like, your age, your birthday. And companies actually store these details to further bombard you with promotions and offers. Also, something a little more creepy is that maybe sometimes you and your friends are going to, I don't know, San Churro, And before you go there, you want to kind of suss out and check out the menu. You want to be like, okay, what's new in Centura today? So you Google Centura, you check out the menu, whatever. The next day, as you're scrolling through Facebook, you haven't followed the Centura Facebook page, but for some reason that comes up as a sponsored post. That's because Centura have taken track of your movements, that you had visited their webpage the previous day, and they were able to connect that to your Facebook account and just put up an ad for Centura on your Facebook account. So you're likely to go there again. It's a little bit creepy the way it all works, but this is again an example of how companies, especially junk food companies, kind of invade your social media and even without you realizing, advertise their products to you. Okay, so that's what infiltration of social media is about. The next thing is kind of similar to this concept of personal data that we were looking at in the previous slide. It's called collection of personal data. So like I said before, a lot of these companies, when they get you to sign up to their clubs or sign up to their social cards, you might, or their apps on the phone or whatever, they might ask you for your personal details. So you guys probably don't have Flybuys cards or Woolworths rewards cards, but your parents will most likely have them. So obviously Flybuys, we know that every time you go Kmart or Coles or Target, they're like, oh, do you have a Flybuys card? So in order to sign up to that reward system, we need to give our personal details, okay? And sometimes when you give your personal details to them and every time you scan the Flybuys card, it's not just a matter of you getting points, it's a matter of those companies actually collecting your purchasing data. And so what they then do is next time, let's say you always buy Coca-Cola. You always buy a bottle of 2-liter Coke from Coles, and let's say the normal price is $4 or something. The next time Coca-Cola goes on half price, or the next time it's on sale, let's say $3 or $2, Coles will actually send you an email with all these kind of things that are on sale that you normally buy. And they call them Flybuys. Here are your Flybuys specials for the week. And then you might have your bottle of Coke, and it might say half price for this week only, $2. And then by you seeing that email, you're like, oh my God, Coke is $2 this week. It's half price. I can buy 2 bottles for the price of 1. So then next time you go to Coles, you buy more soft drink, which is going to be more unhealthy for you. So obviously, collection of personal data allows companies to not just promote you the products while you're in the store, but even when you get back home, even when you're just on your computer, emails will come up saying, oh, we've got this half price this week. We've got this promotion this week. If you go to Centura regularly, Centura also have a loyalty card and a loyalty app. In fact, a lot of the companies nowadays are moving to using apps because young people don't carry around cards. Young people are always on their phone. They're always storing the apps, you know, Pancake Parlor app, Centura app, McDonald's app, KFC app. And a lot of this online ordering stuff is also coming up now. So obviously, companies will use any personal data you give them in a way that is going to benefit them, okay? And if they are required to pass on your personal information to another related company to further advertise products to you, they will do that. There's no company in the world that says something like, your personal information will stay with us, especially if it's just a company like Centura or KFC or McDonald's that's just about selling food, okay? Now, obviously, it's important for these companies to see what your patterns of purchasing behavior are like. So if you're a person that always buys a packet of Twisties when you go to Coles, if you're a person that always gets a block of Cadbury chocolate when you go to Coles, this is the kind of stuff they want you to buy more of. And so they will promote this product more to you, depending on the, you know, the patterns of your purchasing behavior. So yeah, it's a pretty interesting kind of concept, but collecting your personal data is not just about getting your information. It's about how they can get your information and track your behavior using these simple plastic cards or simple apps to actually advertise specifically to you what you want. So for example, it's kind of funny, but on my Flybuys card, I obviously always buy a lot of chocolate. So I always get like promotions for chocolate. Whereas on my dad's Flybuy card, he always gets like promotions for like, you know, biscuits and like plain crackers and boring stuff. So it's like, depending on what you buy, they will specifically target you with specific offers for that particular product. Okay, so that is collection of personal data. It's pretty straightforward. Whoops, I skipped a slide. Go back. Yes. Okay, so the next thing that we're looking at is location-based mobile marketing. And you might be wondering, okay, companies can promote their products to me, but how can they see where I am or what location I'm in? That's weird. But the thing is that a lot of young people and even a lot of adults always have their GPS enabled on their phones, okay? We don't just like disable our GPS. And the reason for that is that a lot of, a lot of this generation are focused on the fact that I need to have Google Maps on me. Let's say I need to walk from this place to another place. I need to know the directions. Let's say I need to drive from this place to my destination. I got to know the locations. So Google Maps is always enabled on your phone. And in order for Google Maps to be enabled, your location and your GPS has to be enabled on your phone. And what you don't realize is that your GPS or location is then not only enabled for Google Maps, it's also enabled for any other app that you've allowed location to be activated for. When you download an app from Google Play Store or from the Apple Store, what you'll realize is that you can actually give them permission. So you can give them permissions to see your contacts, your camera, your location. A lot of you will just tick everything by default just so you can go in and finally get into the app. The problem with that is that when you do enable locations, next time you're looking for a Macca's, you open up the Macca's app, straight away the first thing that comes up is nearby McDonald's or Macca's near you. So you don't even have to go and put your postcode in or anything. It automatically detects where you are. This is not a problem because Macca's or KFC are not going to come and stalk you and like murder you. That's not going to happen. But like the problem with this is that if I'm a young person and I'm outside somewhere, and let's say I'm thinking about eating something healthy, before I can look for the nearest place where they sell healthy food, Macca's and KFC have already sent me push notifications in my taskbar saying that Macca's near you, or, check the rewards in your app or something like that. And so you're more likely to then choose Macca's or KFC over searching for a healthier option, which has now become more difficult for you to do. So again, with location-based mobile marketing, KFC, Macca's, all these fast food companies, junk food companies, they can more easily get to you before you decide to choose a healthier option. Okay? And a lot of the time, you guys know what push notifications are. There's little notifications that come up on your phone taskbar. They can even send you mobile notifications about a particular product that you might usually buy. Okay? So obviously,
online shopping
based mobile marketing is another way that people can get lured into buying junk food or fast foods.
Hey, Miss?
Yeah.
What if you're doing online shopping? Does it do the same thing? Can they track
yes.
it?
Online shopping as well, yeah. So they can track your they can track where you are, or they can give you kind of offers according to that. Yeah. See, there's a lot of examples for this, not just for food, but even for like clothing and shoes and like any kind of brand that you think about. But because our focus is on nutrition and food consumption, we're just focusing on like the food examples. But yeah, you can see this apply for many other examples of products as well. Okay, so the next one is something most of you will definitely have seen at some point or the other, and it's called celebrity endorsements. Now, celebrities, we know they don't just endorse food products. They also endorse clothing. They endorse perfume. They endorse particular shoes. They even endorse things like skincare products and makeup. And we know that all of this happens, okay? But what we're focused on in this slide is how do celebrities endorsement means support, okay? So how does a celebrity supporting a particular food or drink product promote or then encourage young people to also want to purchase or consume that particular food or drink product? Now, if we think about Pepsi, so Pepsi is obviously a soft drink brand. Pepsi has been promoted in the past by Kendall Jenner. It's been promoted by Beyonce. I think back in the early 2000s, even Justin Timberlake was promoting Pepsi. So obviously, when those celebrities who are so high profile, who are so well known to youth, who some youth look up to, who some youth want to be like, when those celebrities are promoting soft drink consumption through promoting these products, young people are going to want to consume soft drinks more. Okay, even though young people know soft drinks are bad for them, they probably know the health issues of drinking soft drink. But because Beyonce is promoting it, it's suddenly a big deal, and it's suddenly something I should have. And the funny thing is, a lot of the time, just because the celebrity endorses a food or drink product, it doesn't mean they drink that food product. Like, you think Kendall Jenner can look like that, drinking Pepsi every day? No, that's not how it works. A lot of the time...
She did plastic surgery. What do you mean?
All right, Safa.
Do you think she works out?
Okay, yeah, exactly. So she works
as
she probably has a very strict diet. She's a model. So she's not drinking Pepsi every day. She probably drinks it like once in a while. But when she promotes this product to young people think it's something they should drink every day. Okay, and we're talking about maybe not your age, but maybe even younger than you guys, like 12, 13-year-olds, okay, who are really impressionable and easily influenced by this kind of stuff. Okay, so Taylor Swift was really into this promotion of Diet Coke. So she was more like, she's not going to promote normal Coke, but she's going to promote Diet Coke. And so a lot of young girls and young women started to get into Diet Coke from that. Okay, this was more in America rather than Australia. But again, when celebrities endorse certain food or drink products, we are more likely to consume those products as well. Okay. Obviously, sometimes celebrities can get into a bit of controversy for this. So we had an Australian swimmer called Liesl Jones, and Liesl actually she got into a lot of controversy a few years back, saying because she actually wanted to promote this junk food product. I can't actually remember what it was, but I think it was like some kind of snack product. It wasn't something that was really healthy. I think it was like some brand of chips or something. So she got into a lot of fire from the media for that, because they were like, well, you're an athlete, you're an actual Olympic swimmer. And if you give the message to young people that eating chips or eating this junk food is okay, well, that's not good. That's not something that we should be accepting. And so, she got into a lot of questioning about that by the media. So our problem is not when celebrities endorse healthy foods. If Beyonce comes out and she's like, guys, I'm going to be endorsing or supporting Mount Franklin water or something like that, no one is going to give her issues about that. But when celebrities come out and endorse products like Coca-Cola, products like Pepsi, products like Doritos or something, it's more of an issue, because those foods shouldn't be consumed every single day. And young people are more likely to be like, you know what, I already drink Pepsi every day, and now Kendall Jenner supports it. So this is definitely a sign that I should not stop drinking Pepsi. Those are what celebrity endorsements are. And why we're concerned with that is that obviously if a young person starts drinking Pepsi or starts eating more potato chips or starts eating more, Maccas or something, it's going to increase the risk of them developing chronic diseases. Chronic diseases means diseases that are experienced by you for the rest of your life. So things like cardiovascular, like heart disease, type 2 diabetes, obesity, all of these conditions are problematic. And we know that when young people are obese, they are very likely to continue to be obese as adults, okay? And that's what the statistics also show for this particular issue. So celebrity endorsements, remember the word endorsement means that I'm supporting a particular brand. When a celebrity endorses something, it's when a celebrity backs a particular brand of drink or food product, particularly when that drink or food product is unhealthy in nature, so soft drinks or junk food. Okay, so the next one, whoopsie. Okay, yeah. The next one is called product placement. Okay, and product placement is a really good example of a really subtle, not obvious way that companies usually try to market their products, especially food products, but also other products as well. So I've given you an example here. Who scribbled on the screen? Safa, was it you? Because you're the one who's been constantly...
What the... Bro, you say one thing that's not right and straight away me.
Yeah, because you're the one who's been thinking. Now, how do I run...
That's so rude.
Hold on, I think I know. Okay, good. Now, product placement. So product placement is a marketing strategy where a company will place, so that's where the placement comes from, or put their product in TV shows, movies, and music videos in a very subtle way. But this is going to be noticed by consumers at a subconscious and emotional level. So I just put this example of Brooklyn Nine-Nine because some of you might watch it or some of you might have seen it. It's not a food, it is a normal product. And you might not have realized this, but in Brooklyn Nine-Nine, there's a lot of product placement of Apple products. So you might see Captain Holt, going on his Apple MacBook. You might see, what's her name? I forgot. Okay, anyway.
Yeah.
Miss, do you watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
Sorry?
Do you watch it?
I do watch it, but then I finished everything like a year back. So now I'm
Miss, the new season came out.
Huh? But
New
I don't
season
think
came
is it on Netflix, yeah?
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh no, I don't think so actually.
Okay, well, anyway, in Brooklyn Nine-Nine, there's a lot of product placement of Apple products, okay? And you might not realize this, but when I'm watching this and I'm seeing Captain Holt using a MacBook, maybe that's the first time I've actually seen a MacBook, okay? Maybe I'm like really young. I haven't really seen a MacBook before. No one in my family uses Apple products. And I'm just like, wow, that laptop he uses is really cool. So then next time I see somebody and they're like, oh, that laptop is actually an Apple laptop, I might be like, oh my God, Mum, can you please get me an Apple laptop? Because the guy that's in the TV show I watch uses one and it looks really cool. Or when, when they use iPads and stuff to kind of talk to each other on the show, maybe that's something that fascinates a young person, okay? Now, we're not really focused on placement or advertising of technology products. We're more focused about food products. Now, if you've ever watched X Factor or Australia's Got Talent or The Voice, you might realize, or back in the olden days, they called it American Idol. So back in those days, there was a lot of, Safa Barakat, you are really...
That's not me!
Slide.
Well, it's not me!
Yeah, because your name is on the slide, so it's not you. It can't.
So, why would I write my own name on the slide?
Yeah, well, whoever's writing Safa's name, you need to stop now. Okay, so obviously when you've got the people on The Voice, or you've got people on American Idol or Australia's Got Talent, you'll see there's often like little cups in front of them, and those cups have logos on them. So I don't know if you can see the logo on these cups, but it says Coca-Cola. We don't even need to see the logo on those cups, because we know that when we see a red cup and it looks like that, it should be a Coca-Cola cup, okay? They're that much of a big brand that we don't even need to see the entire name or brand. We just know what it is by looking at that color red, okay? So product placement means that you place your product, or you place your food item or your drink item in a particular way in a TV show, or whether it's reality TV or a normal series that you watch. You place that product, and it's not like the characters in that TV show are like, oh my God, look at me, I'm using an Apple laptop. But just by them using that, that's actually advertising, okay? That's actually advertising the product to everyone who's watching that show. So if you've got, for example, someone on a TV show drinking a can of Coke, they don't need to advertise that Coke is really nice, but they do need to be able to, but when they drink it, you're seeing them drink it and you can recognize that product. And so you might be more likely to, next time you're given a choice, choose Coca-Cola rather than Pepsi, because it's more popular, because it's being shown on all your favorite TV shows. Also, I just remembered that last year when we did the Truman Show, there was a lot of product placement on that as well. So you would recognize that, a lot of the time, Miss, what's her name? I forgot. Miss Burbank. So Truman's wife, she was always advertising like this hot chocolate powder or this new vacuum. She was always trying to really awkwardly and really obviously, not in a subtle way, advertise these products, because in that sense, Truman's Show or Truman's Life was a TV show for everybody, remember? So that's also kind of something that should ring a bell when it comes to product placement. Okay, and I think that's about it for this slide. So let's move on to the last slide. I think we've got one more to do. Okay, hold on. How do I get out of this now? Okay. Need to go back to my normal thingy. Okay, do I close this? No.
Press next.
No, I got it. Okay. So the next thing that we're looking at is whoever is doing that needs to stop now. I can't keep going and erasing everything. Okay, so the next company that, the next food tactic or marketing strategy that we're using is called clean eating, okay? We're just looking at food trends. Now, we know that there are a lot of food trends always coming up. Food trends, remember, are always related to like diet and dietary patterns. Clean eating is a food trend that has recently come up in the last few years, which is talking about eating foods that are really low in processing, low in fat, low in sugars, okay? And basically, you would realize that this entire eating or this entire food culture was kind of completely transformed by one particular social media site. Does anyone know what that social media is?
Instagram.
Instagram, yeah, correct. So Instagram was this social media, more than Facebook, more than any other social media, that really influenced this whole concept of food culture, okay? And people wanted to take pictures. No one wanted to take a picture of their greasy Macca's burger. People wanted to take a picture of a beautiful, plate of food, which was colorful, which was vibrant, which was aesthetically pleasing. And so this is what really brought on this idea of eating the rainbow, or eating a wide variety of foods that looked healthy and that looked beautiful for your Instagram page. So many companies kind of caught a hold of this, and they was like, wait a second, people are no longer wanting to consume Coke. Diet Coke is also old news. Let's bring in a new type of Coke. And so a lot of companies started to then create products using natural sweeteners, because Diet Coke actually uses an artificial sweetener called aspartame. Aspartame is chemically derived. It's not naturally derived, okay? It's not going to kill you, but it's not good for you. So what a lot of companies like Coca-Cola did, but a lot of companies like even companies that currently promote light soft drinks, what they did was they actually switched from using chemically derived sweeteners like aspartame or artificial sweeteners to using more natural sweeteners like stevia. Now, I don't know how many of you have heard of stevia, but stevia is actually a type of natural sweetener. It's basically a type of sugar alcohol that comes from plants. Now, alcohol doesn't mean that it'll get you drunk, but it just means that it's a type of sugar that is derived from particular plants or particular fruits, okay? So when we eat fruits because they taste good and because they're a little bit sweet. That sweetness comes from the natural sugar within the fruit. And so stevia is a type of sugar. It's actually sweeter than sugar. So if you eat stevia, you would require less stevia compared to real sugar to make something sweet. Obviously, there are side effects to having too much stevia. Like some people get bloated, some people get like diarrhea and stuff, like they can't handle it. But for the majority of the population, it's pretty fine. So a lot of companies like Coca-Cola started to use stevia, and then they started to rebrand their product. So rather than calling it Diet Coke or Coca-Cola Light, they called it Coca-Cola Life, meaning that you could drink this for life and that it was good for your life and whatever. Okay, so clean eating has also increased as a food trend because of Instagram. Okay, Instagram, people like to take photos of their food and they like to post it on their page. Now, eating is a good food trend, okay, because clean eating has been associated a lower risk of type 2 diabetes, because obviously you're eating less saturated fat and you're eating less. However, when we're talking about processing of food, like whenever we say, okay, this food is processed, we automatically think it must be bad for your health. But actually, sometimes processing food is good for you. In fact, when you're drinking milk or when you buy milk from Coles or whatever, this actually, the pasteurization, which is a process where milk is actually put under like extensive processing or extensive heating, actually helps to kill bacteria and microbes that might be found in milk. So it doesn't just come straight to Coles, okay? Milk doesn't just get squeezed from the cow's udder into a bottle and then get shipped off to Coles. That's not how it works. Because there's a lot of bacteria and microbes in milk that if you were to drink milk straight from a cow's udder, you would get like a lot of issues like digestive issues. You might even get like food poisoning because there's a lot of bacteria and microbes that naturally occur in milk. And in order for us to kill those microbes off, you actually have to
Boil it.
milk through an extensive heating. Yeah, exactly. Like a major boiling process is involved, okay? And this happens like 2 or 3 times. And so we call that process pasteurization. So sometimes processing of food is a good thing. If I ever ask you a question, give an example where processing of food is beneficial, you can give the example of milk. Okay, that when you're heating up milk and you're pasteurizing milk, that actually helps to kill bacteria in certain food products. Obviously, there are also other food trends, which I haven't mentioned on this slide, but most of you might be aware of. So food trends like keto, the keto diet is a big thing. Also,
Not good for you.
yeah, but it's not exactly good for you. But again, like there are goods and bads to everything. So clean eating is an example though of a food trend that is good for you, okay? Because it does focus on eating less sugar and eating more whole foods and eating the rainbow. So eating a bit of everything from every food group. Okay, so that kind of brings us to, I think, is there any more slides after this? Let me see. Okay, no, okay, that brings us to the last slide for 4.8. So does anyone have any questions about what we did today? If you do, you can put them in the chat box now. Or if you get the questions coming up later, you can just ask me on the social stream. Okay. Before you go, I just want to remind you that your homework or what you're going to be doing for the rest of the time until 12:40, so until your lunchtime, what you're going to be doing is you need to complete your 4.8 questions, okay, for this topic. This topic is straightforward, so hopefully it won't be too difficult for you to do.
Miss,
Yes?
I don't have any of my books because I was away last day of school.
Any of your books? What do you?
None.
Okay.
Only maths.
You need to call up the school and see if there's a time you can go in to get your books. Okay.
Can't they deliver it to me?
No, Safa, they're not going to deliver it to you. Oh my goodness.
What?
In the meantime, I'm going to
Good
send
Uber
you
books.
PDF. Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to send you chapter 4 PDF. I'll just comment it up on the social stream. So check it out there. Okay. I've put the chapter 4 homework checklist and I think I gave you guys a copy in class. So make sure you check what questions you have to do for 4.8 and particular questions, type them up or write them in your exercise book and post that up on the social stream. This homework is really important because we're keeping a record or a folder for each of you with your homework and your submitted work in there, okay?
Miss,
Worst comes to worst, I don't want to show your parents an empty folder.
Miss.
Yes, Miss Rahman.
I actually never ended up sending you any of my homework, so can I just email everything to you instead of like social streaming it to you?
You don't need to social stream it. Put it on the file Dropbox.
I know, but like I have to upload like every picture at like time and it takes too long. Can I just email them all?
Okay, yeah. If you're taking
Thank you.
multiple pictures, then yeah, just email that to me.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, that's all right. No worries. Okay, so by the end of today, everybody, I need to see 4.8 questions in the social, sorry, not in the social stream, in the file Dropbox. It should be very easy for you to upload that, especially if you've just done it on a Word document, okay? Where possible, if you can try to do it on a Word document, so it's easier for you to upload and easier for you to type it up. But if you
Miss,
do it handwritten, that's fine. It's up to you.
Miss,
Sorry, what was that?
Miss.
Okay, so if everyone is all good, you can leave this meeting now and you can get started with your 4.8 questions, okay?
Miss, listen, wait.
What?
You can't give me too much homework because I'm an essential worker.
Oh my God. Okay, I'm going to stop the recording here. So I will show you guys how to access the recording for this topic as well. Okay, guys, I will see you next week, inshallah.
Miss.
Bye, Miss.